Welcome back to On the Beat, everyone. Well, we all know when you get into a car accident, you don't know where to turn. We decided to ask our panel of legal whiz guns to come in and help us break it all down. So, of course, we invited Richard Schwartz, the founder of Richard Schwartz and Associates, Patrick Wooten, Chief Operating Officer and Managing Partner. How are you, my friends?
Doing great.
Welcome back to the show. Now, I have been in a car accident, and I have to be honest, I didn't know what to do or who to call first.
Right.
And I panicked. Okay, I didn't drive off, don't worry, but I was listening to the person I ran into and their advice. What do we do immediately when we have a car accident?
Well, the first thing you need to do is don't move the vehicles unless it's a danger to you or someone else. Keep the vehicles where they are, because amazingly, evidence changes or testimony changes, and so you need to get an officer to do an accident report so you can come to the scene. Any witnesses that come to you or were there, make sure you videotape them with your phone, take their name and address, because they may be vital into what happened at the accident. So don't move the cars and get an accident report.
Okay, a little bit of advice, if you may, coming from you. What happens if those people that had seen you don't want to be interviewed on, not interviewed, but videoed on a phone? Because that could become aggressive.
Absolutely. I mean, that is where the calling 911, you know, if someone's hurt, making sure that medical personnel are on their way, or getting the law enforcement on their way to do an accident report. And then the law enforcement personnel can get their names and telephone numbers. In Mississippi, there's actually a specific box on the accident report which lists witnesses and gives their contact information so that in the future we can reach out to them. Modern technology makes it great for you if you're in a wreck, because you can videotape the scene without having to talk to anybody. You can get a picture of the license plate of the car in front of you or behind you, show the damage to all the vehicles, because as Richard said, our memories, you know, worsen over time. So someone may have thought they saw X, and when you ask them 6 months later or a year later, they may think it's Y.
And this is exactly what you just said. We're not thinking straight when we have an accident. We're disheveled.
That's right. That's
right. And all of a sudden our mind is thinking one thing, but it could have been a complete opposite. That's right. So documentation is super important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why it's so important to get a police officer on the scene to write a report. Because it's amazing, people drive off and say that accident never happened.
And thank you. Why do I need a lawyer to take care of this when I'm dealing with my insurance agency? Because that's what I'm paying them for.
Well, as if you would get your car fixed at a body shop. The lawyer has the expertise and the knowledge to be able to address any legal concerns you have. And amazingly, the Insurance Research Council, so an organization funded by insurance companies, did a study and determined that the average person gets more money when they hire a lawyer to handle their personal injury claim than when they try to do it themselves. So it certainly takes the stress off and the burden off of you to let you focus on your health and getting well, which should be your #1 priority, while the lawyer takes on all the legal concerns and makes sure your rights are protected.
I want to probably ask probably a simple question that people at home may want to know as well. What does my insurance cover in these type of accidents?
Yeah, you need to look at your policy, because there's 4 parts to an insurance policy. One is comprehensive, which covers your property damage. The other is liability, when you're at fault and you cause injury to another person. The other is what's called med pay payments, basically pays your medical bills up to a certain amount. And the most important part is uninsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage is so important that our state law requires you to sign a waiver waiving your rights to uninsured motorist coverage. And uninsured motorist covers you or any family member that's involved in an accident that's not your fault, and there's not any insurance or not enough insurance.
That's a lot to consider. I have to be honest, because I don't know about my insurance with all those 4 points that you were talking about. If you want to find out more, there it all is up on the screen, everyone. Richard Schwartz and Associates. Give them a call if you've been involved in a car accident, even if it was just yesterday or maybe a year ago, and you've got nowhere and don't know what to do. Give them a call. There's all the numbers up on the screen. Back after this short break.